I've been doing a lot of studying about history and a lot of reading on Karl Marx and the things that led into Karl Marx's philosophies. And what you find immediately about Karl Marx is that he was he was an encapsulation of his writings. He was lazy, slothful. He had a known chronic condition of boils. He barely ever cleaned himself. He didn't work. He sponged off of other people. So it's not surprising that his ideology would be so much like him. He also had letters written back and forth between him and his father, him and his mother, Frederick Engels. There were other people, and there was no denying that there was a demonic influence in his life. Even his own father said so. So it's not surprising that a philosophy that would come out of such a man would basically end up in the death of like over 100 million people in the 20th century. But what I don't think people realize is that from a military point of view and a political point of view, you see that it kind of failed. You saw the wall. So communism pretty much failed after the fall of the Berlin Wall. It failed throughout the 20th century, but it kind of conclusively came to an end around the fall of the Berlin Wall, and westernization creeped into the Eastern Bloc countries. What I don't think people realized, though, was that there was a lot of subversive communist activity within the United States that really began to get a foothold and pervade the educational system at the college level in the 60s. And that, of course, has now produced what you're seeing today in terms of the pro-Palestine movement, the overt communism of college campuses, and what they failed to do through basically a Cold War and a war in general, they've managed to do more or less through corporations, educational systems, and now all of these educational systems that produced a lot of these communists that ran for office, we now have them in government. This is a problem, and it needs to be worked out at some point, because this many pieces of poison within a body will not allow that body to live for long without either rotting or dying from within.